guys, so our topic is structure of an atom. Atoms are made up of particles called protons, neutrons, and electrons, which are responsible for the mass and charge of an atom. Atom, smallest possible amount of matter which still retains its identity as a chemical element, consisting of a nucleus surrounded by electrons. Proton, positively charged subatomic particles forming a part of an atom and determining the atomic number of an element. Neutron, the subatomic particle forming a part of a nucleus of an atom, and it has no charge. An atom is the smallest unit of matter that retains all of the chemical properties of an element. Atoms combine to form molecules which is then to interact to form solid, gases, or liquid.
Good day everyone. So before we proceed on the modern structure of an atom, let us first discuss its history and how it paved its way to its modern structure. This is a story of how the atomic model gets changed when new evidence comes along. Here is a timeline of some of the major ideas. So the first model was the atomic model by John Dalton. He stated that matter is made up of small indivisible atoms. In this model, atoms can be subdivided, created, or destroyed. Atoms of the same element have the same property. Meanwhile, atoms of different elements have different properties. He also stated that atoms of different elements can form compounds. The next model was plum pudding model by J.J. Thomson. He stated that an atom is electrically neutral. It has no charge. In an atom, both positive charges and negative charges are equal. An atom is made of a sphere of positive charges with negatively charged electron embedded in it. The next model was the nuclear model by Ernest Rutherford. Atoms are mostly empty space. Most of the mass is concentrated in the center of atom. This tiny, dense, positively charged core is called the nucleus. Electrons are located outside the nucleus. The next model was the planetary model by Niels Bohr. Electrons orbit the nucleus in orbits that have specific size and energy. The energy of the orbit is related to its size. The lowest energy is found in the smallest orbit. Electrons reside in orbits. They move between each shell when gaining or losing energy. When gaining energy, electrons move to further orbit from the nucleus. When losing energy, electrons move to closer orbit from the nucleus. The next and the final model, which we call the modern structure, is the quantum mechanical model of Erwin Schrödinger. In this model, electrons don't move around the nucleus in orbits. Electrons exist in specific energy levels as a cloud. He also stated that the electron cloud is the region of negative charges which surrounds the nucleus. It is orbital, therefore the region with a high probability of containing electrons are located in the orbits.
So now, I'm going to show you the structure of the atom. So here's a magnified view of one atom. The atom itself is made up of even smaller things. Atom has even smaller building blocks that make it up. So in the center of the atom is what we call the nucleus. And the nucleus is made up of two tiny particles. These are the protons, which represents as the red circles, and the neutrons, which represents as the blue circles. So nucleus is here in the middle of the atom, and then on the outside of the atom, there are these little black circles that I'm using to represent electrons. So the electrons you see are connected to this oval path and shows that the electrons are constantly moving. They are flying around the outside of the atom at an incredibly high speed. whereas the nucleus stays solid here right in the middle of the atom.